Hey everybody, welcome to the Catch Y'all. This is Calibrating's gaming podcast. Yeah! This is episode 3. I don't care anymore.
It's the episode of Fuck It All.
Yeah, pretty much. Hi, I'm your host, Justin, with my co-host, Josh.
That is, in fact, who I am.
That is who you are. And I'm going to be up front today. This is probably all going to be about Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. I think maybe I can stretch this to an hour. We'll find out.
A fair portion is going to be, we're going to be doing a fair portion reviewing, essentially, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, because I think we both have some... I went on a journey with this fucking game.
I did too.
I think that's going to be a large portion of what I have to say.
But yeah, as we start off, we'll save Ultimate Alliance 3 for last, but we're going to get into what we're playing. I'm not doing too much other than, I've been going to, these TMS appointments, full disclosure, been open about that, kind of, maybe, I don't remember. But the point is, I have to sit there while something thumps my head, and I thought, why not get back into Octopath?
I mean, it's a choice. It's admittedly a choice.
Actually, I was enjoying it. I needed something that kind of, got story through. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 wasn't announced yet. It's something that doesn't require a whole lot of motion, because I couldn't really tilt my head well or good enough. So it's good enough where I can just hold it and don't have to worry about going crazy with the control. So I'm like,
it makes sense to me.
Yeah. So I got back into it. Immediately dropped it when Marvel Ultimate Alliance came out, but I didn't need to go back around. I was surprised how much I was just able to pick it back up and just get going again.
I played a bunch of Octopath because our buddy John from SDGC never shuts up about the game. So I gave it I tried the demo. I played it pretty much, I think, 2 hours of the demo before I decided to buy the game on sale. And honestly, I kind of wasn't sure about the game, but I pushed myself to do because I'm like, you know what? The game, I think my response was essentially the sale ends in an hour. Let's just fuck it. Let's just take a risk and do it.
Yeah. Kind
of mentality. And I'd already played 2 hours, enjoyed it. And then I think I played another 3 to 4 hours after that.
I remember why I got burnt out on it. It's because I don't have all the characters yet, so I am slogging through trying to collect them.
Well, that's what I was doing. I got all but one character left, and I'm just I'm not actually having fun at all with this. I think I will pick up even more after that. Except I got one character that's pretty cool, the Huntress person. I really much like this character. The combat with her is pretty awesome, where she can capture animals. She's kind of catches Pokemon almost, except they have limited uses. But yeah, it's pretty good. And like I mentioned, it was so easy to kind of pick back up, because this is one thing I have to give. Not one thing. There's a lot of things to give credit to this game too, but it's something I could just jump into. It'll take me a little bit of recalibrating to it, but it pretty much tells you where to go. Hey, you have a quest in this area. You don't know exactly how to get there, but you know it's the city. They have signs on each path. You just kind of follow the signs and just head that way. Yeah. So yeah, it is pretty easy just to pick up where I left off, which is usually not a thing with the more traditional JRPGs. Yeah, usually JRPGs are kind of a pain in the ass to hop back into, is my experience. One of the reasons also I've just not bothered even to touch it, even slightly. Mm-hmm. Since my experience with it, that is.
Oh yeah, same. But speaking of JRPGs and one that's an online one, you've been playing some Final Fantasy XIV, right?
I mean, I mostly just put it on the list because that's what I've been playing. I literally streamed 4 hours today. I've been playing a lot. Just a little, I get tidbit. I said, I think last week, that I'll probably address Final Fantasy XIV, at least here and there for the next few weeks, as I have a subscription to it. Yeah, I leveled up to level 25 with an archer. I explored multi-classing. The way the game just works is when you hit level 10, I think I said this last week, I hadn't explored it yet, but level 10, you can just go start the level 1 quest for another class. What's cool is to switch between classes, all you do is you just equip the weapon of that class. And it just switches you completely to it. Okay. You can only wear gear of that particular class, and you are also can only wear gear of the level you are in that class. So I, at the time, was a level 18 archer, and I picked up level 1 conjuring, so I could only wear level 1 armor.
But you can just freely switch between your classes at any time, just kind of pick back up with it?
As long as you're not in combat and you're not in a class-specific quest. So for instance, if I wanted to, I could be doing a level 15 archer quest, switch to conjurer to do the battles, and then switch back. I probably wouldn't survive, but I could do that.
That's cool.
Yeah, so it's pretty simple like that. It's pretty cool how it works. What I like about it is apparently based on the difference between the level of the class you're leveling and your highest level class determines how fast you earn XP. So I leveled my Conjurer to level 6 in about 8 minutes from level 1.
Nice.
Just fighting mobs, because all mobs you fight and fates, which fates are the random group quests you come across in the world, give you like significant bonus XP. But you can't take on any quests otherwise unless they're your level. So unless you left side quests over in an area, there's no questing. It is purely just beating the shit out of things to level up until at least you hit dungeons and stuff like that, which dungeons don't open until like level 10, 15. And then today I did my first dungeons in the game, which is like leveling up to level 25. And yeah, like it's honestly, I'm freaking loving the game. I'm loving everything about it. It's just been a fun experience overall, and when I have people pop into my streams, they're like the friendliest people in that community.
Oh, cool.
So I gotta say, not bad.
All right, well that's awesome, man. Like, because I'm definitely like I've swayed so far away from MMOs in general.
As had I. Just something about this just pulled me into interest. I was literally playing it the other day while I was watching Greg Miller go for his 100th platinum, and which is a surreal experience having the Division 2 playing, Final Fantasy music playing, Greg Miller's screaming at different people, at Fran and different people. And yeah, there was a lot going on all at once. What was it yesterday when I was playing? I guess it was. So yeah, it's been good.
Cool. Something else I don't have on our list, but I've been playing too, and I blame Andrea Renee for this, is I don't get hard into mobile games at all, but this one I'm starting to pick up, Lego Towers.
Yeah, I saw you interact with her regarding that.
Yeah, it's a one-way interaction.
So tell me what the hell Lego Towers is, because I don't actually know what it is whatsoever, other than I've seen her comment about it a few times.
Yeah, oh crap, I had the name of the studio right at the tip of my tongue. I already forgot what it was.
Tip of the Tongue Studios.
Yes, them. Tip of the Tongue Studios.
Jeez.
I'll look it up in a minute. But anyways, like, this group, they have done, like, tower games where you kind of, like, build your... Well, no, it's like... It's not like... It is, like, pretty much, you build, like, it's a tower, you build it. I don't forget where I went from there. You get different levels. You have to get money to get the next level, and then you, like turn
Tiny
it into a store,
Tower, kind
like
of?
It is Tiny Tower.
Okay.
Like, it is the same developers as Tiny Tower, and not just Tiny Tower, like Tiny Death Star, all of them. Like, it's the same developers. It's just Lego themed now.
Fair enough.
But it's a free-to-play game, but like, I feel no pressure whatsoever to like do microtransaction. Like, they are not egregious whatsoever. There's like a subscription plan you can buy, which will like give you some bonuses and stuff like that. I think it'll do your elevator for free. Actually, I think you can buy like a long-term subscription or not a permanent one. I might be wrong about that one. And other stuff is like, if you want to rush to stock your stuff, it's cool, you can do it. But other than that, like, you still have constant guests coming to you. You're still making money through that, no matter what you do, even when you're not playing online. And a big shout out, you don't have to be connected to or have a connection to play the game.
Okay.
You do for the online functionalities, but other than that, like, if you don't have any connection, you can still check in on your tower, do what you need to do, and then, like, next time you do have a connection, it just syncs up and updates everything.
I like a mobile game that does that. Any mobile game that requires me to have a constant on connection is a mobile game that I don't give a shit about, usually.
Also, I mean, the thing is a gigantic Lego ad, and it does it in a very good way, because there's like themes to each area and each type of towers, or each, like, there's a lot of things you can change into it too, but they're like inspired by an actual set. you can click the link and it'll actually take you to that set so you can look at it and purchase it if you want.
Okay.
So I was looking like, oh man, that's actually pretty cool. But yeah, it's fun. It's addicting. If you like the Tiny Tower games, hop into it. That is what this is. It looks real good too, and highly recommend it. Let's go see something else where I forgot. Oh, the thing I am like interested in. I don't know if they'll start doing this or if they can do this. But like start working in the franchises they got. Be pretty awesome. So right now it's just base Lego.
Okay. That means it's very cool. Sounds interesting. I'm just so like in the same way you're burnt out on MMOs is the way I'm burnt out on mobile gaming. It doesn't help that Charnel primarily plays mobile games, and she also is very easily distracted by them. So I just have an irrational hatred of mobile games because they're stealing my wife.
Yeah, well, I have the opposite problem with mobile games, that I am easily distracted on my phone to the point where I'm thinking it's like, oh, I should check Twitter, I should do this, I need to check this, and I don't like. I barely play games on my phone, even though I own a ton of them. Like, because I got like Final Fantasy Tactics on here. I got a lot of Tim Schafer games, Double Fine stuff, when you released Full Throttle and all that on my phone because they had it on sale for like super cheap. So I like a lot of awesome gaming experiences on there, and I really don't. I just don't much. But yeah, it's fun to get a game every now and again. Like I was hooked to a Dragon Ball game until it did get just egregious with their microtransactions, and it was such a crapshoot to get new characters. Like I just kept getting the same thing I have over and over and over and over again.
I mean, those gacha games, like that style, just is a pain. Excuse me, is a pain in the ass.
No, it definitely is. Like its drop rate has consistently just been getting worse and worse and worse and worse for the consumer. Yeah, which is sad because I really did enjoy it, but I finally it's like, all right, this is too much. Like there's no point in doing these like special events because I never get anything from them, and I don't know, I was done with it. So this is something that's like I'm probably not going to stick with it. We'll see, but it's still cool to do and open up because I love Tiny Towers. I love Tiny Death Star especially.
I definitely remember playing a fair bit of Tiny Death Star once upon a time.
So yeah, the fact that like hey, they're back and now they're Legos it's just awesome.
I mean, yeah, why not?
So,
that's cool.
Andrea Renee, you did your job. Good for you. You need to be on her marketing team.
Her due diligence.
Yeah, because she talks about it on every show she's on. But no, like, thank you. I'm enjoying it.
Good.
I did add her on my friends list as Benandria, because that is what she's wearing right now. She has like a banana headpiece. It's great.
Good times.
Nimbleblit, that's the studio. There we go.
And we got it at the end. Yeah. Other thing I've been playing is literally just today. I was gonna play. There's a game just came out, a demo to the Switch. Square Enix's what's their initiative called? Their little side thing, their RPG thing that I can't remember what it's called, but it's the same thing that Setsuna was released under, and the Sphere. I'm forgetting what the name is. Anyways, they just put out a demo for a game coming out soon called let me look it up actually really quickly. Onaka or Oninaka. I'm just gonna butcher the shit out of the name. Give me a sec. Switch, cooperate. There we go. Thank you. Oninaki. And I was gonna check that out, but I haven't had a chance yet, so I'm gonna talk about that next week. I just wanted to bring it up just to hold myself accountable. But the other thing I did play was today for stream. The GTA Online Diamond Casino and Resort, I think is what it's called. Mm-hmm. For those who don't know, it's just like the latest in the expansions for GTA Online, free expansion thing. It gives you a casino. Literally, when you load into GTA Online the first time, you get a cutscene debuting the whole thing, and it just spawns you automatically right in front of the casino.
All right.
It's not even like it just holds your hand and be like, okay, this is where you live now. So yeah, I walked into the casino, and the fun thing is, for some reason, I had like $6.5 million currency in the game.
There's we're sorry, here's some money. So I wonder if that's all from that.
There's probably a good $3 million for that, and then once upon a time, I did buy on sale a really expensive shark card, because I thought Yumi, Ryan, and Brad were going to do biker stuff. I had a lot of money left over after that.
Yeah, still do.
Yeah.
I still want to have a business. I still want to have the business yacht. I want to do all that still. We just keep like burning out, or just plans don't mesh together, and we just keep like, good idea, just...
It's plans that mesh out, and then also we just have a lot of connection issues, which I still believe is all Brad. Because all I know is I played today for almost 2 hours. I took no issues to get into a server, and there were no problems whatsoever with the game. So it ran fine. But yeah, so the first thing I did is I went to buy a penthouse. I know we are Mixer streamers, but those curious, if you have a Twitch Prime and you connect your Twitch account, you can get a free Master Suite penthouse. So the way the penthouse works is you have the Master Suite, then you can buy a lounge area for like 400,000-ish, I think, and then you can buy all the add-ons. Cool. You can buy custom made. You can buy made ones, or you can customize how you want it. I just chose everything. I customized and picked every last detail. I have this like 80s hot pink fucking place. It has a media room. It has a spa. It has a private gambling area. It has a bar. It has so much shit. Like literally the size of this penthouse is probably the size of every other apartment I own in the game combined. It's a massive amount of space. I was really surprised by how big it was, but dropped 5 million in game on that.
Big spender.
Yeah, big spender. And so that's kind of like, so in the penthouse you can order champagne to your room, which just gives you a champagne bottle item. I don't really know what else it really does. You can drink up there. You can play blackjack by yourself. Apparently, I got very confused how blackjack worked, so I screwed up a little bit. Specifically because my first hand, I got 2 10s. I split, and then I figured it would give me the card on the left to hit on first. It doesn't specify which one I'm hitting on. Okay. I hit on the wrong one, and then I stayed on the wrong one because it didn't give me any indication which one I was doing it on.
That's how your relationships went as well.
Exactly. For the most part, yeah. Hop down the casino. They have some horse racing, which the meta in the game now is horse racing. You just bet maximum amount on whoever's in the 3rd or 4th place, and you just win. That's what's happening for people. Kind of thing. I did a little slot machines. I did a little blackjack, a little bit of poker, a little bit of craps. Those are all the games. Is high roller area. So you have to buy a membership to the casino, or you buy a VIP suite, and then you get the VIP membership, which gets you the high stakes stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, like it was just fun, just kind of exploring the casino lifestyle. There's 6 story missions in the game. I undertook 1 or 2 of them with some random people. And then and then there's also every day a new car, or every week there's a new car, like a real casino, spinning around for you to win.
Oh, that's awesome.
Every day you can spin the wheel only once, and you have a chance to win discounts. You have to win clothing items, or you could win the car. Right as soon as I logged in, I walked in the casino, and after the cutscene, a person won the car right in front of me.
Because that sounds like it's really giving you that like a very immersive casino experience.
Well, it does, because literally there was like 10 or 12 other players just wandering around this casino, and I'm like, honestly, this is kind of cool. Like the people watching it was really into it. So like we were. So yeah, we were like, me and the chat were exploring the casino and like taking in all the sights of it, and and every day you can also get 1,000 chips. It was really hard for me to figure out how much money things cost. Gesundheit. Well done on that, by the way.
Yes.
So you can get 1,000 chips every day. So it's $1 a chip, and you can only take out a maximum of 50,000 chips at a time. If you have over 50,000 chips, then that's that. Like for that follow Gearedway 9907 that did not at all have anything to do to get that. So yeah. Where's it going with this? So yeah, so anyways, you see you have the amount of chips and yada yada yada. So as soon as I found that the chips were $1 each, I sold like 1.5 million in the game. I stopped giving a shit about how I was betting. I bet the way I do in real life, which is dumb.
I know they're kind of like I got a little we're probably freezing. It is me, by the way, because it looks like it's running fine on my phone.
I mean, you're not freezing against me. I can hear you and see you moving just fine.
Yeah, my connection's weird. Like, I could stream really well and it comes through really good. Like, my upload is great. Like, when it comes to video, they're throttling me somewhere. There's something wrong with my connection where it's... it's just as a prioritized video or whatever. I got to figure out what's wrong with that. I just haven't had enough interest to actually where I pursued it. Anyways, I know like a couple days ago, BBC reported like you can spend real money and gamble it in Grand Theft Auto now because I mean, whole UK area right now is like just kind of going crazy about gambling in games.
Yeah, I mean, a friend of ours, Rebecca Valentine, she actually talked to BBC about that. I think it's like I forget exactly where it was, but I saw it get shared earlier today.
Crap, that'd be great to have up and read.
It was a podcast, that's why I didn't pull it up. It was all audio.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, but yeah, which is it's fine.
Well, essentially, the way somebody reported it as, it's a loot box without the box. Essentially,
pretty much,
because it's literal gambling. And as a person who has a legitimate like gambling addiction, I if I go to Vegas, I do not gamble because I have a huge problem. I do not know how. I do not know how to stop myself. So yeah, there's an issue, but I mean, correct me wrong. The crux of the problem people have with this is you can buy shark cards in GTA.
Well, I think the BBC initial report, it was very confusing because it sounded like you could bet real money and get real money, which from what I know is yes, you can get shark cards, which goes to your overall funds. You can use those funds to get chips. So technically, yes, you can buy chips at the casino. But that's kind of where it stops. Like, and to be clear, like loot boxes and all, I'm not a fan of them, but they're there. It's fine. I mean, we all had to go at EA just because how ridiculous their defense was about it. It's not about like in that what was it? That wasn't a court hearing, but basically, it kind of was. When they had to defend themselves against it, they came out with the surprise mechanics part like that. That's the more thing is we're just making fun of that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because
that was the
EA
big joke.
And the main reason is because EA has never backed away from actually calling them loot boxes until they started getting scrutinized for them and started having this whole problem with the gambling stuff like that. I mean, yeah, it's predatory. It does do an addiction, but every studio does it. I mean,
gaming is its own addiction. I think it's the issue people are taking with this, if I had to interpret it, the issue people have is it's literally gambling at a slot machine, at poker, at crypto. It's literally the same thing, which has a preconceived mindset for a lot of people that if they're gambling in a casino, there is an inherent chance they could win real money. And I think the worry for a lot of people is that somebody's going to buy $100 in shark cards, go in the casino, exchange it all for chips, which you can't even, again, you can only do 50,000 at a time. So let's say
that's the thing I heard, like they have like a limit and like the 50,000 is like, it's a drop in a bucket.
Yeah. 50,000 is in shark card money. That's, I don't even think, are the shark cards that you could buy that low? No. I mean, I'm not sure. I think the lowest shark cards you can buy is like 500,000 or 250,000.
I don't think you could directly do shark card for anything. As far as like, granted, I haven't played it yet. You have.
Well, no, I'm saying you can't do a shark card for chips. I'm saying, but you can buy the lowest shark card you buy is for $250,000 in-game money. I think if that's correct, which you could then turn into 50,000 chips 5 times over if you go below 50,000. Again, you cannot exchange for chips unless you are under 50,000. But that's my understanding of at least the situation. So anyways, so people's issues is that you could exchange it for you cannot win. Long story short, in real money, and there's the worry that people are going to try to take out the money and realize, oh, I can't exchange this. But I think anyone who's been playing GTA long enough is not going to be hit by this because everyone knows you can't get your money out of it.
And the other thing is, like, there's no, like, besides the car stuff, which rolls up, but there's no, like, a loot box mechanic to it. Like, you're playing for just in-game credits, and you just go out and buy what you want with those credits. Like, there's no guessing work there.
Well, yeah, no, you are playing.
No,
that's the thing is that removes the loot box thing. Again, I think it purely boils down to the worry that people are going to be too dumb to realize that they spent $200 on X amount of in-game money, changed that to credits, to chips. They quintupled all their chips, let's say, and then they exchanged that back for in-game currency, and they somehow think they're going to then exchange that further, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but of course they're not.
And bringing back the whole EA comparison with their loot boxes, Main difference in tiers 2 is one, it's upfront is like gambling. It's a casino add-on. You are literally gambling. That is the name of the game. You know what you're doing. When EA's is more like into like, Battlefront or FIFA. That like you're going in there now, you got these like kind of loot box mechanics, which you can consider gambling if you really want to. It does kind of prey in on that.
It at least preys on people with a gambling issue.
Yes. It's like you're thinking, hey man, I'm playing this FIFA game to kind of get away from a gambling issue. I like a good game of, I'll be nice and just say football for you, not soccer.
A little bit of footy.
A little bit of footy. And you're like, oh fuck, oh man, this is hitting a nerve. Oh man, yeah, let me get another one. I'm gonna get a better one of my team. So I can understand where that could spiral out. So it's weird. It's fun, but it sounds like Rockstar really
thought about laughing our chat a little bit.
Of course, it's Rockstar. Like they think through everything they do. If they do like in the middle of all this gambling controversy in gaming, they straight up release a gambling mod or not mod or expansion.
Well, that's literally what Rockstar does.
Yeah. It's like everybody complains about nudity, they drop a dick in game, and nobody says a word. Nobody.
Yep. Well, and even if people do say a word, it also almost always is followed by, well, Rockstar did it, I guess. That's a thing they did.
And with the chip limit, it really thought they did think this through. And also, I think there is, like, in some countries, you actually can't do the gambling mechanics in it. Like, you could go buy a blackjack table, but it won't let you play.
Probably. Which is fascinating. You can be a game where you can murder the shit out of people, but hey, gambling, nope.
nope. But it's cool. Like it reminds me, like back on Super Nintendo, there's actually like I forget the name of the game, but it was like a casino game where your character actually walks around the casino and stuff like that. I don't know why. I love novelties like that where I feel like, oh, I'm just actually exploring this place, and you go to the table, do your game. Is really giving me that type of vibe by hearing about it. So I'm excited to try it out myself.
Well, my experience literally in it was I was wandering around showing off my penthouse to a few people in the stream, and it just hit me. And I'm like, holy shit, this is my PlayStation home. Wandering around in GTA Online is literally that experience. It's that avatar simulator experience where I am just an avatar because I don't give a shit about most of the missions or anything like that. I just want to decorate pretty places and have pretty cars and restyle myself and
hang out with my friends in a virtual space.
Yeah, like that's literally all I care about with GTA Online, which is also why I did not particularly enjoy Red Dead Online where it's at, because it's not at the level where I can just be pretty cowboy simulator.
It's getting there.
It's getting there, but like, again, we're talking about Red Dead Online year 2, probably. Yeah. Like late year 2, where it's going to be where I want to be. Just as Senimer says in chat, you just want the shiny stuff. I do. Like, I'm a whore for collecting stuff in the real world, and my avatar takes that on as well. It's literally what used to happen to me with MMOs. It's why I used to have a weird problem in MMOs with needing to buy everything, and once upon a time buying currency in MMOs because I literally needed to own everything. It's a problem.
It is. I get that way in some games too, like Elder Scroll games, crap like that. I collect every piece of armor, every weapon. I have to own them. I have to get special ones, and I keep them all. I never throw them away. I never
get rid of items in anything, in any game whatsoever. There has to be a really good reason for me to get rid of an item. Otherwise, it's just like I'm a maximum level hoarder.
Oh yeah.
God, why can't we have like an MMO or like an RPG that actually has a hoarding skill? Like, why is that not like a skill you can actually like make it a hidden skill?
What am I feeling? Fallout 76 probably is.
Kinda, yeah, a little bit. Definitely a little bit, but like, I mean, like, I just want like a little skill set. Like let's say like you reach 100 different in-game items on your person at one time, or in your house of storage, and suddenly like, it just says you're now level 1, like Sims style skills.
Oh yeah.
Senator's saying because devs don't want people to hoard stuff in real life because in real life hoarding is nasty. As someone who lived when they first moved in this house next to a cat hoarder, and yeah, you heard that right, they hoarded cats. Yes, I agree, but it's a video game.
It's not like, because I hoard in the ways like I won't get rid of my old games. I still have all those collected and shoved in a closet. Games I haven't touched in years and never will touch in years.
Sure.
But yeah, I've seen the ugly side of hoarding too. Oh god, it's so bad.
It's pretty bad.
I pretty much lived in a house with a hoarder briefly, and that's why I got out. But next thing is strap yourself in. We're about to talk about Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. Holy crap! I have mixed feelings.
So one thing, if anyone remembers, we've been talking about the game as preview for like last 2 weeks, actually longer, but we've only done 2 previous weeks of episodes in general. So we've been talking about it for a little bit, and it just threw OBS over, Justin. That was weird. That was a weird freak out thing. Let me fix technical issue. What just happened?
Listen, Studio Fortress saying you wonder what it'd be like for Colin Cal to play GTA RP mod. We can't even do regular gameplay. We tried.
Ryan and I did try the RP mod thing. We couldn't get into a server, and we just gave it because Ryan and I used to do PUBG role playing, where we would play PUBG duos, and we would. Why is random stuff just opening on my computer? This is okay. Hold on a sec. Something is definitely freaking out here. Yeah. So we would do, but we would do two duos, and I think like we role played like Mormon missionaries once.
Okay.
Or just at least religious missionaries. And maybe we may have not have picked the religion, but it was just religious missionaries as an experience. But yeah, I want to do GTA role playing. Actually, I would actually really loved to do that for a stream at some point. Just finding the right server and getting into it. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. But we talked about mixed feelings leading into it.
Into it if you hear the past episode. I have been on my Ultimate Alliance binge playing 1 and 2 like interchangeably, just back and forth.
So can I read you something that I wrote at 1:13 a.m. July 20th, which I believe was the Saturday morning, Friday night after the game came out.
Mm-hmm.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 may be one of the clunkiest games I've played in some time, but much like its predecessors, it's incredibly hard to put down. Still, this one kind of feels more like a Disney Infinity sequel than anything. Oh, it's 1 a.m.
As accurate.
I was shitting on the game, but also I accidentally played it for 4 or 5 hours into the middle of the night. And then followed by 2 days later, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 is interesting. Like, I clearly do not like the game, but I also keep wanting to play it. What is this?
Well, we'll say, like, if you're a fan of the Ultimate Alliance games or previous X-Men Legends games, which, God, I want that to happen. There's only one way that probably can happen. But, yeah, I want those to come out again. I want that Legends game to come out again. But
the original Legends game was great.
Yeah. But like, if you're expecting like, hey, I'm gonna walk down this hallway, speak the crap out of a bunch of people, get coins, level up, bust jars, then that's exactly what this is. There's some features they took out. I say take in, take out. It's a different studio altogether doing it this time around. Primarily Raven. Then I think it's Vicarious Visions. Now it's Team Ninja, which is good reason why it feels like Disney Infinity.
Well, I mean, just for those who don't know, they're the ones who were doing the combat for Disney Infinity. But it's not just the feel, it's the visuals, too. The highly stylized visuals look like how I'd imagine the characters who did not have Disney Infinity figures would look. And some of the ones who did have Disney Infinity figures kind of look like this.
Yeah, so it's like, and that's where I started to realize it too. It's like, they do got a new unique look about it. Now, the presentation of the game's awesome.
Game's gorgeous.
Cutscenes, really good, actually. The story's actually engaging.
Overall, yeah. It takes a bit. It takes like 2 chapters for it to get really engaging. The first 2 chapters, minor spoilers. I think everything up until you go to Stark Tower, the game is very sluggish.
Yeah, but
up to that point.
But the enemies you're fighting make sense in the settings they put you in. It makes sense as far as a comic book based game goes.
Sure.
And to be clear, like, this is not the MCU. This is not based strictly off the comic. It is their own story they're making. Well,
it's also not a continuation of 1 and 2 from Ultimate Alliance. Yeah. It's Ultimate Alliance in name, but it's just its own thing.
Yeah, because like Ultimate Alliance 1 is just batshit crazy as far as the story goes. I mean, you fight Fing Fang Foom on the shield carrier at one point. Do you know who Fing Fang Foom is, people? Probably not. It's a dragon.
But like, yeah, Ultimate Alliance 1 is all over the place, while 2 is a more refined quasi-Civil War story.
Quasi-Civil War, and then they break
goes
it
off
to
the fucking rails.
A batshit crazy Martha. Your name's Martha. Your mom's name's Martha too. I know. Basically, they had to find a reason for everybody to be good again, which was a whole nanite thing, taking over Nick Fury, taking over all the villains. Because they did kind of play that thing where they're trying to weaponize the villains against people.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole thing is like it got hacked or something like that. I forgot the ending of it, but
it goes off the rails at the very end very suddenly. It goes from being a pretty much a decent retelling of the Civil War comics to just being like
to Cyborg Nick Fury.
Yeah, it's a weird tonal shift very suddenly in that game. But this game is very refined around the Infinity Stones. The Guardians of the Galaxy accidentally send them to Earth while fighting the Black Order.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just pretty much trying to find all of them before Thanos does. My issue with the story is sometimes people know exactly what the Infinity Stones are. They know exactly who the Black Order is. They know exactly who Thanos is. And then sometimes they don't. And sometimes it happens literally in the middle of one cutscene where they'll go from, oh yeah, Thanos, to what are those, to of course I know. And it's like, what?
Which one? But as far as the actual presentation goes, like I mentioned, like cutscenes look amazing.
Mm-hmm.
The voice acting is really good, and the reason why is an all-star cast. Like they didn't pull any punches; they didn't really hold back on that. Everybody who is in this game, as far as I could tell, has voiced these characters you're playing before, either in previous games or in animated Marvel stuff. Like even from like the the Avengers cartoon that came on for people, a lot of people from Marvel vs. Capcom. I mean, Nolan North does Deadpool and Rocket. They got Steve Bloom back to do Wolverine, among many other people. Ashley Birch is in there playing Nebula, but she played Nebula before in the.
I was just saying, oh shit! I was like trying to figure out why I knew that voice. I was trying to figure it out.
Yep, she played Nebula before in the Telltale series of Guardians. Not to mention that's also their Peter Quill, Star-Lord. Also, they got the same voice actor for that. And some awesome stuff, more recent stuff. God, why is his name escaping
Yuri
now?
Lowenthal?
Thank you, yes. From the play Spider-Man in PS4. Play Spider-Man in this. It's pretty much the exact same Spider-Man. And on that note, too, same thing with Miles Morales. It's one from the animated series. He's also, I think it was the Ultimate Spider-Man series. I don't remember. But he's also the one who played Miles Morales in the game as well, the PS4 game.
Okay.
And then they got some more, just a whole lot of familiar guys. Again, all these people played him before. I mean, they got, God, I know his name. It's awesome. He was the Black Ranger once. Johnny Young Bosch. There we go. Plays Iron Fist. Yeah. Like, I was imagining, oh God, it sounds like Ichigo and a bunch of other familiar people. Yeah, it's Johnny Young Bosch. Shout out. Second Black Ranger, I think.
Adam. Yep.
Yeah. It's just it's a strong cast. Like, yep. Well, speaking of strong, Tara Strong.
Of course.
So
what I'm hearing is it's got a crazy ass cast.
It's a crazy ass cast. Like, it's actually, I listened to Greg Miller review this. He did perfectly. It's like it is the Avengers of the voices of Marvel. They're like everybody who's voiced somebody before, like the ones that people really latch to. They're in this game. So it's really awesome. Like, it's like playing Arkham, and there's Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill and just all these familiar voices. So yeah, that part. I didn't want to like go lightly on it. It is, God, stop it, Hammer.
I'm trying not to laugh. It's just.
Yeah, so let's kind of like dig into actually like the mechanics of this game. So like I actually have it written down. Like I have mixed feelings, but it is a very solid like popcorn game.
Yeah, I'd say definitely it's the popcorn movie of games.
Yeah. It's the combat is basic and complicated at the same time. As far as the basic ass combat, you have a light button which does that turns into a combo. a heavy attack, which is the same heavy attack no matter when you push it, and 1 attack in air, and that's pretty much it for the basic parts. And then you get their abilities. Everybody has 4 abilities plus their special ability. Instead of like having the special ability on your wheel, it's actually just a button combination, kind of like they did in Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2. Except the abilities are more like they are in Ultimate Alliance 1, where they're like the characters don't actually link to do their abilities together. Like in Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2, like Iron Man and Cap, like it's always like he shoots that Cap shield, shoots a bunch of beam around, but he also does the same damn thing with Wolverine or anybody else who looks like they could take a hit and spread it. But they kind of recycle the same 5 back to back. This one, like they actually all have their own move. Granted, the moves kind of do the same, like some are area effects, some's a strong jab. Actually, it's a mix of everything, I think, for most people. But they actually all just combine together and just all launch crazily.
Yeah, there's about like 8 different synergy modes that can be triggered off and do different things.
That's the thing about their individual abilities too, and this is where it gets the combat gets a little more complicated, and it's kind of annoying the computer because they don't quite do it when you feel like they should be doing it. Until you kind of learn the mechanics, you have to actually wait for that picture to flash when you hold a ZR. I don't know what it is. ZR2. But yeah, like if they Peter Quill shoots like a tornado, but if you also shoot like a lightning, someone has a lightning flash and shoots into it, it kind of electrifies it, and it kind of combines the elements of both their moves, which is actually pretty cool. But there's like a bunch of Infinity Trials that like that's the only way you can hit their enemies. Same thing. We'll get into Infinity Trials later. We'll get into that later.
Well, I mean, like the synergy moves were like the one of those poorly explained things that I literally had to look up exactly how to do them, because early on in the game you come across like a wall.
It is very poorly explained.
That you can break down, and I kept trying to use I don't remember the exact button. I kept trying to use essentially the right bumper button on the Pro controller. I kept trying to use that to hit the move that had a specific type, and then switch to a different character, and then use the corresponding type that was required to open that wall. And I kept trying to switch back and forth, and it just wouldn't work. Finally, I discovered that literally all I had to do was just hold ZR, hit the move, hit the move that glowed on the thing, and it just automatically took the wall down. Like there was no actual effort needed.
Yeah, like the wall shows you like what type of move needs to be, but when you get to that point, when you hold the button, like it actually shows you what type of move it is for each one. Like it'll flash.
But you have to. But the thing is, the game only tells you to hold the right bumper to do your moves. It doesn't your abilities. It doesn't tell you. At least I hadn't seen that there was literally a button to hold to make 2 people do a move. The synergy button. That there was actually like a literal thing. I was like, oh,
I'm saying myself. Maybe it's in the tutorial in the game, which is tutorial. Like it doesn't march you. I mean, there is kind of a tutorial in the game, but there is like a information area where you can read about it. Honestly, I haven't checked it out because who does? I'm playing a game, damn it.
Yeah, usually I don't if I don't have to. It's kind of my mentality. If the tutorial doesn't teach it to me, then I don't need to know it. Is kind of my mentality when it comes to basic information. All I know is it's interesting. Where were you going?
I was gonna say like this is probably a wrong way to judge games. Almost like this used to be in the previous games. Why isn't it here? And this goes with the combat for Ultimate Alliance, or going from the Legends to Ultimate Alliance and stuff like that. Like up to, well, I mean, all the Ultimate Alliances have like a grab as well. Ultimate Alliance 2 made it more basic, where you just grab. You could like while you're grabbing, you could punch them, you could pick them up and throw them. Ultimate Alliance 2, and I think all the X-Men Legends had like, yeah, you could grab them, you could punch them, but then you can also throw them in any location you want, like do a monkey flip, throw them over and actually knock them into other enemies, or throw them off the map. And then everybody also had like a special move as well. Like Spider-Man will actually like web the dude up. Iron Man will like punch the guy up, get him, and throw him back down. That's they didn't do that more of Ultimate Alliance 2, and then like just Ultimate Alliance 3, there's just no grab button whatsoever. Yeah, there's a button to pick stuff up and throw it, but that's about it.
I mean, well, there's light hit, heavy hit, pick up and throw, your moves, your abilities, synergy abilities, and I don't remember what they're called, the extreme abilities.
Yeah,
that's pretty much.
It's just the EX, pretty much extreme.
Yeah.
And then, like, the more I'm playing it, like, actually, I got to the point, like, where I was pulling these EX abilities, and I just see people just flying like crazy, and then it finally clicked why I like this so much. From going from to, like, I can't stop playing, is, it felt like Dynasty Warriors to me. Good fucking reason too, because Team Ninja handled the Hyrule Warriors and Fire Emblem Warriors.
Yeah, that's what they did.
So yeah, Zelda and Fire Emblem games. And not to mention, they also did, like you mentioned, it feels like Disney Infinity as well, because they did combat there. I was like, oh, okay. No, it's like, damn it, Team Ninja, you make addicting combat. This is the other part too. There's no combos in the game. Like, the other ones had like, God, I always have to look at a Nintendo controller to tell what the buttons are, because it's just in the wrong places, even though I know they're before most people. But anyways, like, we'll say we're playing on Xbox. It'd be like XXB or something like that. Or, I guess a Nintendo controller, like YYA would be like a pop-up move. Then they had a sweeping move combination. So all that's out the window too. Like, there's none of those. But instead, there is a stagger mechanic to tougher enemies, which I guess that's like the trade-off for that, where usually a combination of your powers. I mean, you can't beat them in just basic submission too, but usually the synergy attacks breaks that down where it staggers them, and then you can do bigger damage there. And it works out for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's the thing is, I enjoy the game, but I also clearly didn't like it. But the funny thing is, I was playing it last night. I think I'm like 6 or so chapters in. To be clear,
I think I'm 8 chapters in, and I fully completed 2 of the Infinity Trials sections.
Okay, cool. I haven't done that much.
I haven't restarted everything, but got through every single trial.
I haven't done that as much with the Infinity stuff. I've 3-starred a bunch of stuff, but I haven't gotten quite as far into it. But yeah, so like last night I reached this one area where like I actually the game actually finally clicked, and I went from, wow, I hate this game, but I also love this game, to I'm really enjoying this game. Well, actually, because before it was I hate this game, but I love this game, and I regret the purchase too. All right, I'm happy I bought this game.
Oh yeah, too. Like I
still don't like it, but
but I'm happy I bought it.
Yeah, but I've been enjoying playing the game. It's been a nice and
the full disclosure, true. The one thing I haven't done yet is play online with somebody.
Yeah, I haven't played with anybody. That's the thing is, I was also thinking about him.
Which is where most of my enjoyment came in from these days. Granted, the game is perfectly fine single player. Some people actually start to prefer that, but
well, I came to a realization. I'm like, why did I like Ultimate Alliance 1 and 2? And I remembered I played it with you. I played that game with you, and that's why I have such fond memories of it. It's not necessarily the game itself. So I was like, I guess that's kind of what I'm missing from this, but. Because we just haven't done that yet. But like overall, I've been enjoying the game. The one thing that's been fascinating me is people online keep talking about how difficult a lot of the different stuff in the game is, that even the easier difficulties, saying there's a boss battle. I'm going to say the location of the place. It's the mid boss in the Dark Realm, a Dark Dimension. I don't want to say who it is because that could be a spoiler for people.
I got stuck there, and I got stuck in, we'll just say, I don't know, Venture Tower.
Yeah. So that particular difficult, quote unquote difficult boss, hero turned kind of thing, was literally not difficult at all. I didn't find it. This was around the time you were telling me you found a way to cheese the game, and I made a joke. I'm like, the game's cheesy to begin with, because for me, I didn't find the game difficult. I got hung up on the final boss battle in the Dark Realm purely because I did not understand a mechanic that was required. But literally, as soon as I read what that mechanic was on the second try, it wasn't difficult. Like, that's the thing is, I'm playing on, I think, not the easy difficulty. I'm playing, I think it's like, because it's easy, and then I think it's called Mighty. I'm playing on that difficulty. And yeah, like, that's the thing is, the game's not been hard, but
I will say, here's the part where the game kind of falters. It gets different with the further you get on, because the level keeps going on throughout the game. Like, certain parts of the game are this level. Like, the section's level 25, the section's level 30. And unless you have a core group you stick with, because like, especially if like you're somebody like me who wants to try out every character, swap between them, your characters are going to start getting left behind in level, because they don't level up with you, kind of like they did in the other Ultimate Alliance games. So like, if you stopped with the Guardians of the Galaxy at level 7, come back later in chapter 6 with them, they're still going to be level 7. Mm-hmm. You could grind Infinity Trials, which we'll get that again soon, to kind of get them up,
or use XP cubes as well are also an option.
Yeah, which you can also farm in Infinity Trials.
Yes.
But you also get those through the story as well. So yeah, it has weird difficulty spikes. But like you can overcome them.
Well, like, here's the thing that happened to me. I was using a bunch of Spider-Man characters. I'm like, I'm going to have Peter Parker Spider-Man no matter what in my party. And then it got to the point I'm like, fucking hell, he sucks so much. I ended up switching him and Miles Morales out because I thought, for me at least, for my playstyle, I thought they were terrible. I liked Spider-Gwen, but like, I had this idea in my head. My team was going to be Spider-Man, Miles Morales, it was Peter Parker Spider-Man, Miles Morales Spider-Man, Spider-Gwen, and Venom. Like, that was going to be my team. And I realized I hated all of them, except for Spider-Gwen. I didn't like any of the play styles of them. I
hated Spider-Man because I hated his strong attack or heavy attack is always that weird web sling. It just feels like it takes you out because like it never goes the way you expect it to go.
Yeah, most of his attacks are all over the map, and I just felt like he was kind of weak. Now, the only thing I liked is his agility, and there's better agility people that I enjoyed playing.
He does get better powers, and then like actually got used to using him, so now I actually prefer Peter Parker Spider-Man.
Well, like, I was using him as an example because I left him behind somewhere around level 8 to 10 or so, or maybe like 10 to 11 actually. But I have enough XP cubes that if I wanted to, particularly he has a level 20 trial, I could knock his ass up to like level 28 almost. Yeah. And most of my characters are like close to 30 now, I think, somewhere around. So I could just easily just bring him because I have enough and that's just from playing the game normally. That's not from farming. So like that is an option that you could bring your characters forward that you may have left behind. But
what I will say with farming, like right now, every single one of my characters are about 20. A majority of them are 30, in that 30, 35 range. And I got like 6 that are like near 40.
Yeah, I didn't do quite that with things. Like, I've just left characters behind because originally, I was saying, so my plan was to play Spidey. When I realized I didn't like Spidey, I lost a lot of the interest in the playing as different characters. I didn't like Spidey and I didn't like Captain America. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to try other characters. At one point, right around the X-Men Mansion, I found like the team I really liked. And I've only slightly changed it up since then. And I've just been, well, the rule of thumb is I have the Incredible Hulk on the team. Because more or less, you don't need anything else other than his, what button is that? His Y ability. Just pretty much doing his jump and stomp as a synergy move over and over again clears about every room. And that's how I cheese the game, is I just play as the Hulk.
Yeah, speaking about their moves too, like the more and more like I'm playing, I'm like, they straight took the moves from Marvel vs. Capcom. and it is like they have like one of the Hulk's moves is literally where he just rips up the ground and there's like a trail of rocks that roll up. Now granted, like some of this is like Marvel Ultimate Alliance, the previous ones too, but this one like was straight it. And the part that really hit me too is like Captain America's even doing like shield charge. And it's like, God, that sounds like it's in Marvel Ultimate Alliance straight. That's because it is the same damn voice actor. Actually, a lot of them are. And like, so much of their moves are the exact same thing, and even the exact same name. Like Wolverine has Berserker Barrage, which is like it was a key thing in all the Marvel first of Capcom games, like Berserker Barrage, and it's the exact same move too. He's just lunging forward, just slashing like crazy. I was like, okay, that's fine, that's cool. I accept it. But speaking of that too, in fighting games, with all the characters they have, the character select screen actually is really well laid out. It looks like a fighting game as far as that goes. Like, it's just a bunch of pictures, but they're actually like grouped together really smart. Like, all the X-Men are in one part of that character select screen. All the Spidey characters are on a different part. All the Avengers that you would recognize as just Avengers are in a certain part. All the ones that kind of deal with spiritual stuff or magic, they're in a certain part. It's like, oh, the crap. So, like, is it very easy to actually find who you're looking for when you're not even thinking about it?
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, because, like, in other games, like, it was so clunky to pick a character. I believe the Legends games in the first Marvel Ultimate Alliance, it's just a big, like, everybody's standing there, and you just kind of, like, highlight through them. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2 was horrible, because you literally had to scroll one by one through these big pictures.
Yeah, no, that game had an awful character select stuff.
Yeah, so they did a really good job on that part too. You know, there's weird loading in between them, but whatever, it's not too bad.
Yeah, there's definitely those kind of issues. Warning, my dogs are going to go crazy any minute now because Amazon just alerted me that I have a package a few stops away.
Okay, well, we'll keep going in. Go further into the game, too. Like, another thing they changed up. You know what? Some people are like, they don't have gear in this game anymore, and they kind of do.
The ISO 8 stuff?
Yeah, that ISO 8 stuff, which, why do you call it ISO 8? I don't know if that's a deep cut. I don't know if they made it up, honestly.
Well, ISO 8 has been the equipable currency kind of thing in at least 3 Marvel MMOs, mobile games. So far, it's been in everything as just like the item that you configure your character with. I don't know if that's like something from the Marvel Universe comics, but every single game for like the last 4 years has had that. And honestly, there's something that makes me irrationally angry about it.
It does too. It looks like it's a mobile game thing, so you just get a ton of them. They have certain levels. There's everything you pick up says you got a rare drop. I'm like, but everything I get is a rare drop. Even when I get like the basic ass XP cube.
Literally every single item is a rare drop in the game. It is, again, everything about the loot system, the very limited loot system in this game, which is ISO 8, art, cosmic cubes, XP cubes, etc. Everything about all of those is just like, I don't fucking care.
I really don't, but honestly, that's how the other games like just were. Like, Ultimate Alliance, like, you get equipment, but basically it's a belt. It's just one piece.
Oh, yeah, they were all...
It has properties about it, too. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2, you could pick 3 badges or something like that.
Something like that.
But they also always had the just, fuck it, auto-equip, auto-level, which they did take, or decide not to do in this game. Like, there's no auto-level, like, if you just want to play and forget it. And there's no auto-equip, which I got to the point where I don't care about the ISO stuff at the moment. Like, I'm just playing the story, switching characters, because like, it's like, I'll swap the character, now I need to get him with this ISO, and like redo the whole thing all over again.
Yeah.
Instead of, like, probably what I need to do is just assign them, but like, you can get super nerdy with this game if you want to. You can
you can min-max the shit out of it.
Oh yeah, definitely. And because not only that, they have another grid system with another separate type of currency that goes into that. 2 different type of coins. Like the money you actually get goes into that one. And then there's the AP coins too. That I honestly still don't know how I get those. I know I get them in some of the
I cannot figure out how I get them, and it's really infuriating because I've been trying. I unlocked all of the platforms around, and then I found the one that had the XP boost, and I'm like, oh, I'll go fill this up. And then I looked at how many AP coins it would take, because I have more than enough currency to buy almost every single slot on this thing.
Yeah.
But the AP coins that I still can't figure out how I get necessarily, and I'm not going to put any effort into researching how to get, I need 100 times what I currently have, pretty much, to fill this one area up. And I'm like, God, this is like the grindiest fucking game.
Yeah, because you're like, oh man, they don't take that much, but you get the further in that grid, like, oh, this one needs 100 AP coins, this one needs 150 AP coins, and then just the regular coin currency, which doesn't matter. I got like, I'm in the billions right now. Like my regular coins just really doesn't matter whatsoever. It's a pointless currency. But yeah, it's HP point. Now I know you could do the Infinity Trials, which we're getting that. And there's ones like, oh yeah, you do this one, you'll get AP coins, but you can only get them once. Because I kind of like tested, like, did one again. It's like, no, it didn't go up some. I did a few more rounds. Like, I'm getting some coins from somewhere. I don't know where. Like, my guess is maybe when you level up, you get AP coins start stacking up too. I gotta look more into that. But yeah, Infinity Trials. Let me get into that. So on top of the main story, which by the way, I believe there is. Not exactly New Game Plus, but basically like your progression it stays no matter what you do, what difficulty you put it on. Like everything you have unlocked in the grid, everything you have unlocked on your characters, your character levels just stay that level. But there are more difficulties that don't unlock until you beat the game. But they do also have Infinity Trials. This is where you unlock. Well, you can get more of the XP cubes. You can get more AP coins. You can also unlock 4 characters because there's like 4 different sets of Infinity Trials. And basically what the trials are is just like, it's a cut up area of one part of the game. And sometimes like, oh, defeat 200 enemies. Oh, fight Doc Ock, but with these special parameters where only EX moves hurt him. Or some where like no other moves hurt him, but your when I say EX moves, I meant abilities, but like your EX gauge charges really fast, and that's the only thing that'll bring them down. So just like a bunch of variations. And they also have like, oh, you can get 1-star, 2-star, 3-star in that pencil. That does determine like kind of rewards you get. So yeah, outfits. You can unlock outfits, but
who cares?
Yeah,
they are bad palette swaps.
No, they are bad palette swaps, but at the same time, some of them they try to make the palette swap make sense. I haven't got all of them yet to go into, but for instance, like Spider-Man, he gets the they try to make it, what was it, the Mark III armor or something like that. Basically, it's like they make the webbings like look kind of like silver metal, and the rest of the suit's black. So that makes sense. Like Hulk, you get Gray Hulk. That's a thing. But it's still the exact same damn model, but it's just they just colored it different. And it's like that for every single character I've seen so far, except the season pass bonus with Chef Deadpool.
Yeah.
It does, like, well, one, it kind of is the same because he does have his costume underneath. That is the exact same damn costume, but it has, like, the X-Men colors and the painted X on it. And then he has an apron and chef's hat above it, which gives me hope because I have to look further into exactly where, but I remember picking up that they did discuss that, more outfits are coming. So I'm hoping those are more detailed and not just another palette swap. Like,
I also hope they're not just season pass things.
That too, but they right now only with the season pass. Besides Chef Deadpool, they mentioned the 3 packs. Marvel Knights, which we know we're already getting. Marvel Knights Blade, Punisher, Moon Knight, and Morbius, that's awesome. All of them. Fantastic Four. God, I wonder what 4 characters are going to get there. Silver Surfer, Doctor Doom. Like, if they did that, I'd be fucking. You win.
Oh, no, that'd be way better. That would be a much better.
But no, you're getting Reed Richards. You're getting. You're getting. You're getting the damn Fantastic Four.
I'm still fascinated that the Fantastic Four were not part of the base game storyline. Like I still haven't unlocked everyone, and I know more or less where the rest of the unlocks are going. But I'm just like fascinated, like some of the things that I didn't even think about being on there. And apparently, I don't know if you know, the current game has 3 hidden characters.
Yes, I have. Technically, there's 4, I think.
I've only read 3 online.
There's 4, because there's 4 Infinity Trials, and that's where you unlock them at. Nope. Yeah, 4.
No. One of them is not unlocked in Infinity Trial.
Really?
Yeah, one of them is unlocked by beating the game twice on the highest difficulty setting.
Is that like a different character slot? Because I'm at the point now where I have 2 character slots left. I know who they are. I know their Infinity Trials unlocked.
I mean, do you want me to tell you who it is? I don't know if this is spoilers for people.
No, we won't get to that. I mean, we'll get into that later. I mean, I'll talk to you about it later. I think I know who it is, but I'm pretty sure Infinity Trials.
All right. Well, so I got a question for you. Have you been playing the game handheld mode or console mode mostly?
Both, actually. Because, I bring my lunch to work now. It's like a 30-minute lunch. Granted, we're about to go back to my work schedule. But basically, I eat my lunch, and that's where I unlock a lot of stuff at.
I've been playing mostly handheld, a little bit of console here and there. Something tweeted the other day. I thought there was something wrong with my Switch until Derek Van Dyke of STGC, at Derek of the Dykes on Twitter, wrote, "Weird thing about Ultimate Alliance 3. It's oddly quiet. The overall sound output mix is pretty low, even when the in-game audio sliders are all max and the Switch's volume is as high as it'll go. That's an experience I've had where literally the max volume in a quiet room, I actually can barely hear the game. It really? Is barely audible to me.
Not for me.
And I've seen a lot of people
discuss
this.
Not for me. I'd actually turn mine down. I'm like, oh fuck, they're probably gonna think I'm just in here playing games.
Yeah,
because I was.
I mean, literally, I will play it in bed with Chardell and Sora sleeping next to me, Roaring one room over asleep, and I have that thing pretty much an 80% just to make it audible, to make it audible to me.
Yeah, that's. I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, so that's just because I've seen him, and I saw a few other people tweet about it. So I don't know if it's a specific issue, if it's a specific certain switches,
or unless I'm paranoid and my senses are dialing in. I'm like, I hear it.
I mean, that also does happen sometimes.
Yeah, but yeah, speaking of Infinity Trials, they were freaking difficult for me. I couldn't get past a 1 until I accidentally cheesed the game. All of a sudden, I had 2 Captain Americas. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, how did you cheese the game? I need to know more about this cheesing.
Okay, so basically, not only that, you can get the same character in all 4 character slots. We'll talk about how to do it in a second, but what it does is I don't think they all have the same ISO equips, because basically if you equip it on one, it changes for all of them. But I don't think the ISOs stack. Other words, not every single Like, if you have 4 strength crystals, like, each character doesn't get the strength of all 4 distinct crystals.
No, like, if you have 4 different things that are plus 500 strength each, you're not ending with the 2,000 strength. Yeah. It's only... The ISO only activates on one... on across the incarnations a single time.
Yeah, but what it does do is each individual character still does get individual XP, which just goes into a pool. So, basically, if you got 2 of the same character, you get 2 times XP. If you do 4 times a character, I think you get 4 times XP.
So if I want my ultimate Hulk experience, I need to go into a later trial with 4 Hulks and just...
Yeah, that's actually how I've been clearing most of them. Well, first I was doing Captain America. Like, I was like, am I getting XP from this too? And then I realized, holy crap, Captain America went from one of my basic characters, I forgot, a level 10.
Yeah.
To my top level character. Like, he jumped from 10 to 35 really quick. So how you do this is basically, I don't know if there's another way to do this, but as far as I know is like any character with a solo trial, which is pretty much all the outfit unlocks. So you can't do this for everybody. Basically, you go ahead, I keep saying basically a lot, but you pick that
basically
character, you don't put them in the first character slot, which is the very left one. You just put them in any of the other ones. Then when you go into the trial, I don't think you can go into trial and exit it. You either have to lose the trial and end it, or win the trial. And all of a sudden, they'll take up the first character slot, and that character will still be back there. So that's how you, like, duplicate them. Now, let's say you want more. You just kind of repeat the process, but you have to be, like, very particular at how you move the character around. So say if, like, I want to empty that first slot so I could duplicate him again, and I have Spider-Gwen on my third slot, I have to go back to my first slot, pick Spider-Gwen, and basically you'll switch them. And then you do it again, dupe the character, 4th character slot, pick that one, it'll switch them, dupe it again, now you got 4 characters. Of the same character.
Okay.
Dupe might not be the right word, but that's the word I'm using.
It works. It's a duplication.
Yeah, and anything, and like the game registers like, oh, you are this character. Oh, you changed the ability on this character. Like I mentioned, you changed an ISO, you changed it on all of them. You changed the color palette on one. It's not an outfit. It changes it on all of them. So you can't like alternate your. You can't have green Hulk, gray Hulk, green Hulk, gray Hulk. It's either all gray or all green. But yeah, that's pretty much how you do it. And then like their synergy checks seem to work better because they all have complementary attacks. Like Hulk Stomp, when you get just 2 of them do it together, is nuts. And that's how I kind of been doing it to like level my people up so they could take on the solo challenge themselves. It works, but it also is how I cleared a lot of the trials where I just started blowing through them.
Mm-hmm.
It's something like it. It is overpowered.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I imagine it's going to be patched pretty early on.
I do, too. Now, oddly enough, like, it doesn't... For instance, I have 2 Hulks. Oh, I should get all those group abilities, right? That part doesn't happen. Unless one character is not that. And then, basically, like, if I have all Hulks, like, I don't get no, like, the Avengers group bonus or anything like that. Smart guys, I forget what all the Hulks is. But if I, like, put Hulk and then Captain America, and then the Avengers bonus will click across all of them. You do have to have that one separate character to do it. So... The main way to probably do this is probably like 3 of the same, one to kind of offset it so you can get the group bonuses as well. It's a thing. Like I'm like this is the first time I'm like, oh man, I found a glitch in the game legitly, and I'm figuring out how to exploit it. I'm like, you gave me shit outfits, so I'm gonna keep doing it. I mean, like, and that's the part about the outfits I'm like really curious about. Like, I wonder if like honestly they're just running out of time. They're like, well, we got to put something in there, and they plan to do them later. But because like the outfits have always been like a mainstay of every single the Legends and Ultimate Alliance game. Like I think Legends 2, and Ultimate Alliance 1, everybody had like 4 separate costumes, and those costumes, some of them are like extremely deep cuts. Usually it's kind of the current incarnation, the very first incarnation, and then they kind of like go all around together too.
Yeah, it's there's usually there's a current, an original, a wacky, and a popular one from somewhere else in the timeline.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2, they did crack it down to just one extra costume, but it was like a very detailed extra costume, and that they went all over the place too. Some were just like the original. Some are like for Gambit, they had the 4 Horsemen Death Gambit. I think they have Ultimate Deadpool without the mask, so it's the weird skull and brain showing. Yeah, they had a Iron Spider for Spider-Man, but he actually had like the arms sticking out too. So just really cool stuff, like really detailed. But yeah, this one's just palette swap. Whatever.
The only one I've unlocked was Black Widow's, and it literally just made her outfit white instead of black, and I was just like, cool. That's
Yeah, I was also going to mention that too. The last pack, because we mentioned Fantastic Four and Marvel Knights, the last pack is X-Men. Now, they already announced Cyclops and Colossus are coming as free downloads in August, because they are in the game as like NPCs, but
I was very surprised that they weren't characters, actually. I was assuming I was going to unlock them at some point.
But they're actually going to be characters, and they'll be free characters. Like, you don't have to have the pass or anything. So that kind of leads me like wondering, like, what are they going to do for the X-Men? Now, one, I'm dead certain is Beast, because Beast is Beast. God, that kind of spoils the game, but whatever. It's already out the bag. Beast is...
I don't think that spoils anything. I mean, Beast like, is in it, not...
Beast is in it, but like as like he's a fully modeled character. Fully voiced. So that's like, well, you're definitely going to do Beast. My guess is Mystique is also in the game. So to probably do Beast, Mystique. And the other two, I honestly have no idea what they would do for that. I mean, one guess would be probably Jean Grey or Phoenix, both. Who knows? And then there's the last one, which if they want to like pull on every fanboy strings, they're probably going to throw in Gambit.
I mean, is Rogue in the game? Because Gambit or Rogue would be givens in there, I feel like.
They would, but I don't see... Rogue was only in the Legends games. She's also awkward to play, if I remember right. And I don't know, Gambit's pretty fun in them. Yeah,
I mean, Gambit's, an easy character to put. Not easy, but I mean, like, a given character. I mean, as far as the main X-Men male characters, it's, Wolvie, Cyclops, Gambit.
Yeah, and also, they could put Cable in, which... That probably wouldn't be a bad move because it's a Deadpool movie. Just because he's in conversation. People, I know Cable now. Which a lot of these are the ones you'll notice for MCU, even though there are a couple very obscure ones. So even one I wasn't aware of that are in the game as well. That one I won't spoil. But yeah, all right. That is I don't know if there's anything I didn't touch on in my crazy notes, but that's pretty much how I feel about Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Short version is, I have my gripes with it. How feels
about Marvel... I heard that's how I feel about Marvel, and then it froze completely.
God, it's going to be fun at it. No, that's basically how I feel about Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Like, I have my gripes with it. There's definitely issues with it, but overall, I'm having fun.
Makes sense.
And I'm addicted to it, and I froze again, so I want to do this. Okay, good. You got all that. Okay, I rambled on for an hour. I think we're good.
Yeah, we went for a very fucking long time.
Yeah.
I didn't know you didn't ramble on. We didn't start that conversation until almost 40 minutes in. So we did a good 40 on that.
Yeah. I'm also going to report a Joycon fix for Nintendo Switch, because, I mean, there's some news that dropped. Real quick, Joycon fix, because I know like people were actually considering a class action lawsuit, but Nintendo kind of got in front of it. They actually made a public statement that, hey, if you got Joycon drift, which is pretty much where your character or like
we talked about it last week, but you hold up and it continues going up.
Yeah, so basically Nintendo's like, that will be a free fix. It doesn't matter if it's out of warranty or not. If you paid for that fix previously, they're going to reimburse you.
Yep. And which to me is one of the most genius things ever, because the way I've been thinking about this is, okay, so how long does it take to get this fixed, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you say, particularly with a bunch of people going to be sending it back. So we're talking probably, couple months turnover, I would imagine. So you send back all your Joy-Con, because almost all of our Joy-Con have Joy-Con drift. So we all send it back to get repaired. Well, I need to buy new Joy-Con, right? For this. So Nintendo's going to make a killing with people buying new ones while they're waiting for their old ones to get fixed. Like, this is... Damn, and they Nintendo. Also save face. No, I'm serious. Like, that's how I'm viewing this, because I'm assuming it takes a while to come back, because I remember repairs for the Xbox 360 stuff was a fucking long process. I bought... whoa, you just...
two characters... Like, right now, to play it, on my lunch breaks, everything is in, one little container, so that'd be cumbersome for me.
Yeah, you glitched so badly, literally, in the middle of me saying something, I just heard container. I have no idea of anything you just said.
Okay, it was the best way I said. It's like, okay, no problem. I got a Pro controller, but that's not always practical, because basically all my stuff's in one little container.
Yeah, no, I mean that's the case. Yeah, so you could use Pro controllers. That definitely is a case. But like Charnel and I have 3 sets of Joy-Con all dealing with this issue, and we only have one Pro controller in the house. So for her to still have to play the games, we'd have to go buy another Pro controller.
Yeah. Also, granted, you got if you have the adapter and game controller, you're like basically you have options if you have the dock, but without the dock, you're limited to that. The Pro controller. I doubt the Pokemon Ball works for everything.
It does not.
Okay, well, there goes that.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, like, to me, this is a great marketing move on Nintendo's part.
Mm-hmm. It is. God, they're like evil geniuses, but we still love them. But yeah, that's us. That's all for the show today. Like, I'm burnt out. I think Josh is burnt out. God, he's been streaming all day.
Yeah, this will be 8 hours of streaming, including this.
Not to mention, I'm having technical difficulties. At least I assume it's on my end.
I don't know well enough to know, but also we've gone for a while now, so,
Yep. If you want to catch us further, definitely throw us a follow. You can also follow us on Twitter at ConCalPod. We'll start getting YouTube content up again, but youtube.com/ConCalPod. You can find all of our podcasts on the ConCalPod channels. On your favorite streaming services. I am Justin_Glorious on Twitter. I'm just Justin Glorious on Mixer. Josh is at Bear Punch and pretty much the same thing on Mixer as well. And that's all I have. That's all we got. Is there anything I'm forgetting?
Nope. I think that just go review on iTunes and Spotify, please.
Yes, definitely give us reviews. They help. Like if you always want to support us, but don't want to give us money because we actually never set that up too. There's a tip jar somewhere like that. Anyways, we appreciate your social currency. Or getting reviews definitely help us out a lot. That's how getting into certain events or something like that. That's one thing they can actually use to judge if you get past it or not. So it definitely helps us a lot.
Mm-hmm. Very much so.
That's all. So until we catch you next time, Razzle Dazzle Wub Wub, it's been a pleasure.